everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about Java, which is a very famous programming language. So it is used in testing field as well as development field. So let's see what are the features of Java. So it is a class-based and object-oriented language. If you want to execute some code in Java means then you are in need of a class. That's why we say it as class-based language. If you want to do some functions, let it be printing your name, you are in need of a class. So first you have to create a class, then you can run your code. And it is a platform independent language. You can run your Java code in Windows, in Mac, and in Unix also. It is simple and easy to understand. So if you want to run Java code in your computer means in your laptop or desktop, then you have to install JDK first. So JDK stands for Java Development Kit. So it will contain everything. Whatever thing that is necessary for running the Java code, it will be present inside this JDK. So it will provide you Java runtime environment, compiler, achiever, and what are all the things necessary for running the Java code that will be provided by this JDK. So what it will do is, it will enable the developers to create Java programs which will be executed by Java runtime environment and Java virtual machine. So now, how to create a class? If you want to create a class, this will be the syntax. So in Java, everything is syntax based. You have to know the syntax. So first you have to create a class, and the syntax is access modifier, then class name. So access modifier, that is the one which decides whether that class is callable in other classes or in other projects or not. So that is access modifier. So we are having three types of access modifier: public, private, and protected. So if it is public means that is globally available. And if it is private means it can be called only within certain limitation is there. If it is protected, it involves inheritance concept, that is it can be callable. That if you declare a method as protected method means it will be callable inside its base class and in its derived class. So that is related to inheritance concept. So if you want to create a class, this is a syntax. So it is access modifier, then class name. If you run this one, you will get it as run as configuration. So what is this class actually? So class is a template or blueprint from which objects will be created. It's like a logical entity. It is not physical, and it will have, what is the class will have? It will have methods, it will have variables, it will have constructors, loops, interfaces. It will have all these things. And now we have created, suppose if we create a class using this access modifier class name, and if you try to run this class, you will not be able to run this class, because whenever I run this class, the compiler will always looks for the main method in the class. So inside the class, you will be having a main method. So that is the one which makes this class runnable. Without a main method, you cannot run the code. It will be a configuration only. Only if you have a main method, then it will become a Java application. And this main method, what it will do is, it will act like an entry point. This will makes a configuration to an application. And when you run the code, compiler will straightly come to the main method and it will execute the code one by one. Whatever code that you have given in the main method, it will execute the code in the insertion order. And this will be the syntax for the main method. You have to give the syntax within the class. So every code must be present within the class, and this will be the syntax for main method. So it is public static void main string of argument s. So let's see what is this. Public, I have already told you we are having three access modifiers in Java. First one is public. If you declare a method as public, that is available for every other classes in that project. So next one is static keyword I have given. So in Java, we are having two types of methods, static methods and non-static methods. So static methods, it will have a fixed memory space. You need not to allocate any separate memory space for calling it. And another method is non-static method. If it is a non-static method, we have to allocate memory space for calling it. And next one we have is void, that is return type. What that method is going to give you after its execution, that is return type. If it is void means it will not return anything, it does not return anything, but what it will do is whatever code that you have given within the main method, that will be executed. Then main is the name. And this string of argument as what it will do is it will saves the command line arguments that you have given. Suppose if you want to store some values, okay. Suppose if you want to store your name, if you want to store some numbers, if you want to store something, then we are in need of variables in Java. If you want to store some values in a memory location, you can store that in a memory location, and we are giving name to that memory location, which are called as variables. So variable is name given to a memory location. So here I have mentioned the syntax. So syntax is data type variable name equals value. And we are having some naming conventions for all these things. And let's see what are all the data types present in Java. So integer, float, long, double, all these things are numerical data types, and Boolean is there. And string is a special data type in Java because it has a dual role. So string will act as a data type as well as class. And these are the data types present in Java. If you want to store strings, you have to mention that with double quotes. If it is a character, you have to mention that with a single quote. If it is a number, you need not to mention that with any quotes. You can straightly store your value. So I told you we are having two types of methods, static methods and non-static methods. So what is this method actually? If you want to perform some coding, okay, if you want, for example, if you want to print your name, or if you want to find out area of circle, area of square, some actions if you want to do means you can put that in a method. But you cannot put everything inside a main method. So what it will do is, suppose if you put everything in the main methods, if you face any issue, if you have any error means, debugging will be very difficult. So what we will do is, we will divide the functionality, whatever things, divide the operations, and we will put them in separate functions. And when you are using this method, it will increase code reusability as well as optimization. Optimization can be achieved. And if you want to create a method, there are certain rules in Java. So first you have to create a method outside the main method. It can be static or non-static. But these rules are applicable for both static as well as non-static methods. And we have to properly call them inside the main method. So these are the basic features of Java.